how did this project get started, and how much is there a lot of improv? Was it all written? Tell us a little bit about that.
Every single word was written. All of those words, all those moments. No, I'm playing. So me and Zane, unfortunately, couldn't be here. During the pandemic, when it was safe enough to at least meet up with a friend, we were just wanting to make something just really low-key and small. And this is based off a true story. Believe it or not, when I was 19 years old, I moved from Spokane, Washington, moved to Seattle, got a job at Linwood, Red Lobster, which is a little suburb of Seattle. And the first day, the guy told me, like, okay, I want you to come back with this menu memorized, everything. And I had a breakdown. I mean, not to that extent, obviously, but, you know, I literally went in my room and was practicing, and I was just like, I can't do this. So I quit before I even started. And so, yeah, fast forward to the pandemic, and the idea just, I don't know, it just kind of came up. And so me and Zane decided to come up with a structure for it. But yeah, it was heavily improvised, and it was a lot of footage to try and sift through. Like, our original cut was like 15 minutes, which is way too long. But,
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was what was the editing process? Was it the both of you? Did you have someone else?
It was really weird because we both decided, maybe like a control thing from both of us, like, okay, I'm gonna make an edit and you're gonna make an edit with the same exact footage. And then we met up and we kind of like, it was actually good because we grabbed like, okay, I like this from your edit, I like this from mine, and we sort of blended them together, and yeah.
And how did you choose to shoot it like that? Like, it feels like a home journal in a way, and it has a lot of intimacy. What was the goal, and how did you choose that?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the scope of the piece, like, we really wanted to lean into the claustrophobia that one can feel within their own mind, you know, and tried to keep it really small within this, you know, single location room. You shoot it on the high 8, it has this weird, you know, aspect ratio to it that already feels kind of cramped too. So that was like aesthetically part of that choice. I mean, aside from that, I love the look of a high 8. You know, just the look alone I really like. It feels very like real, but also has this odd like surrealist quality to it too. So yeah.
It makes us feel almost like the character. It makes
For
us
sure,
feel uncomfortable, and it's funny and uncomfortable at the same time, which is a difficult thing to achieve. So, yeah, thank you. Any questions from the audience? Yeah.
The opening scene from a cliff overlooking the ocean and the zoom in, I was expecting suicide from the beginning.
Okay, cool, yeah. No, it's funny. No one's really asked about. You're the first person to ask about that, and yeah, you know, I don't want to say that necessarily because I
Mentally committed suicide.
for sure. Well, yeah, in a way, yeah. I think we wanted to keep it fairly nebulous and open-ended, and we just thought that this, like, we had an original cut of it without that shot, you know, and we were like, we just need something else here that, I don't know, that is almost more, has a poeticness to it, you know.
The only problem I had with it was I didn't know whether I should be laughing.
Yeah, well,
That's the beautiful part.
well, what's funny too is, so Zane's parents watched it, and they like sobbed, like, and my girlfriend too, who did our titles and like key art, she had the same response. So I was kind of curious to see what the response would be here, you know. So
Yeah, I thought that opening shot was whatever was on the tape before.
yeah.
Like
Right, yeah.
random last summer stuff.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So were those real tears? Are you able to crack a man?
No, that's what's crazy is I do not cry at all. Like, it's fucked up. I need to learn how to cry, but I really don't. But so Zane was like obviously behind the camera and just directing me along the way, and at some point within the buildup of the improvisation, he said something that, like, I guess got to the real Nate too. That was like, "You're never gonna be good enough," kind of thing, and it just like came up in that moment. So,
That was awesome.
props to Zane on that, honestly. Yeah.